Hello everyone, welcome back to Owen's Treats. Since Halloween is right around the corner, I thought we should make something Halloween themed, and so we're gonna make graveyard cupcakes. So let's get into it. So to start our recipe, we have a whole bunch of chocolate cupcakes, milk chocolate frosting, and it'll match soilness for graveyards. And then we have two types of cookies, Oreo, which will be our dirt. We also have vanilla fingers, which will be our gravestones. A plastic bag, or if you want to use a piping bag, either or. Then we have mini candies to put on top of our cupcakes. And I have two bowls and a knife for the rest of the stuff. So for our first step, what we're going to do is that we're going to divide the fillings of each cookies into two separate bowls. So we'll have the fillings on one side and just the regular cookie on the other, because all we'll need is the cookies. And we're going to start dividing the fillings and the cookies away until we have enough finger cookies that will match the amount of gravestones we'll need on our cupcakes. And we'll be breaking these into 4 separate cookies since these are double-sided. So it'll be 4 separate gravestones, so we don't need a lot of these cookies. But for our Oreos, these will be dirt and we'll be crushing them up later, so make sure to have a lot. So now that we're done separating our cookies, we have our Oreos and our wafers and our cream. Don't worry, I'll be eating the cream myself, so do not worry, I'm not going to waste the cream. And so our next step is that we're going to crush up the Oreos to make a fine dirt. I'm going to be using a fun method that I like to use a lot, which is rolling pin. A classic smash, if you will. So we're going to put our Oreos into a small bag. And now that we have our Oreos in our bag, we're going to put them in a slightly larger bag because this saves on mess. So we're going to squeeze out any air that we have, just so we don't pop any bags. We're then going to take our rolling pin and smash. And so now that we got that all done, we have our lovely mixture of our crushed Oreos. And this is why I have a second bag. Now we have this done, we can finally move on to our last step, which is decorating. So now that we have everything assembled, our final step is decorating. So we're going to take one of our lovely cupcakes that you've either made or bought, your choice. We're going to take scissors, be careful. And we also have our plastic bag. Full of our frosting, or if you want to use a professional piping bag, then you can go ahead and do that. All being fancy. So we're just gonna snip a tiny hole in it, and then we're gonna pipe on a tiny layer, quite lightly, of frosting onto our cupcake. We're then going to even out our frosting on our cupcake. You don't have to be as clean as you want to. You can be really messy with this and literally no one will care. It's a graveyard cupcake. And then we're going to take some of our Oreos, which is our dirt. We're going to take some. We're just going to sprinkle some on. This adds a nice texture. We're just going to kind of lightly pat it down as best as possible. Then we're going to take one of our wonderful fingers, our vanilla fingers, I should say. I don't know what you guys call them. And we're going to just take some. We're going to wafer. We're going to take one and we're going to kind of cut it down to size. And then we're going to stick it into our cupcake. So it looks like a little stone. And we're going to take one of our little treats, and just for safety precautions, because I know this is probably going to fly off at 100 miles per hour, we're going to take some frosting, and we're going to dab some on as some glue, in parentheses, glue, and we're going to stick it on there as well. And then if you really want to go full on out, you can write RIP on one of your graves. But that's basically it. And that's our wonderful little graveyard cupcakes. And here is our finished graveyard. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this another episode. These are really simple and really fun to make. And you can bring these to parties, or you can have them with friends, or you can make them with even family. And they all work quite well. They're really easy to make, like I said, and anyone can make these. They're that simple. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another episode of Owen's Treats. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.